Hi, I'm Rich Garling, one of the hosts for Democratic Defenders. Our goal in these podcasts is to help you to understand what is really going on with our government and to try to make sense of it all so that you can respond and hopefully make it run like it should. Now, Illinois is changing quietly but profoundly. Across the northern part of the state, enormous data centers are rising. Now, these are windowless fortresses of servers that power cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and the digital world we live in. Google, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, yep, they're all here. Each facility can draw as much electricity as a mid-sized city. Every time one of these giants plugs into the grid, the system has to grow stronger, bigger, and more expensive. And here's the part most people don't realize. Under current Illinois law, you are helping pay for those grid upgrades. That's right. The data centers pay for the equipment on their own property. They're paying for things like the transformers, the switch gears, the direct line that connects them to the grid. But the expensive stuff, the new substations, the upgraded power lines, the transmission reinforcements, all that gets billed to all of us through our electric rates. That's because Illinois treats those upgrades as system improvements. ComEd could spread the costs across every customer. Even though the upgrades exist mainly to serve a handful of trillion-dollar companies, now, Illinois calls it socializing the system because supposedly we all benefit from those upgrades. Funny how that works. Other states have adopted a simple principle: growth pays for growth. If your company project triggers new grid costs, you pay for them. Under that model, a 200 megawatt data center might pay hundreds of millions of dollars for the substations and transmission lines it requires. But in Illinois, that same company pays a fraction of that, and the rest of it lands on our bills. Now, the Illinois Commerce Commission has started to ask hard questions. Back in March, regulators opened an investigation into how to protect consumers from these costs. They're exploring whether data centers should shoulder more of the burden or whether the current system still makes sense. This isn't about being anti-tech, not at all. I want to have access to the world's library through the internet just like anyone else does. It's about fairness. It's about whether ordinary families should subsidize the infrastructure needs of the world's richest corporations. Now, Illinois can still welcome innovation and investment, but it shouldn't do it by quietly shifting billions in grid costs onto ratepayers. And if we continue to be forced to share that cost, we should at least be given free access to the internet. Now imagine if we adopted a growth pays for growth model. Data centers would pay for the substations and transmission lines they trigger. Residential bills would rise far less, or not at all. ComEd would still earn its regulated return, and Illinois would still be a hub for technology. Just one that plays fair. So the next time you see a new data center rising on the horizon, remember, it's not just a building. It's a mirror, and it's reflecting who we decide should pay for the future we're building. So stay steady, stay curious, keep asking who really pays for progress. Thank you much. Have a good day.